with our tool, Reactosphere, this can actually be done in less than a minute. You can run it off of your local laptop, and it can provide you pricing data, IP data, safety data, all the things that a chemist really needs to know in a fraction of the time. So it's a significant game changer with respect to chemical synthesis.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Louis Dron. He is the CEO of RedwoodAI Corp. And Louis, it's good to see you. How are you?
Very well, thanks, Steve. Thanks for having me. I'm good. How's things?
I'm good, doing very, very well. Congratulations. Your company was named as one of the CSE25 Index winners. And this is basically the largest companies by market capitalization. We'll talk about that in just a second. But for those not familiar, Louis, tell me a bit about the company.
Yeah, absolutely. So Redwood AI is a Vancouver-based company really focused in on how do we understand chemistry utilizing artificial intelligence. And so the main applications are for life sciences. So for drug development, we need to know how to manufacture drugs, but also in public safety, we need to understand a bit more about how the opioid crisis is evolving from a chemical analysis perspective there as well. So what we do is we build models. They're similar to your chat GPTs, but they're all built from scratch. And all that they know is chemistry. And so they can answer chemistry reaction data and all of the sort of associated challenges associated with chemical manufacturing.
And I would imagine this is a lot to do with timing of these things, because normally this can take years and years and years. And so you're suggesting that potentially this could now be upsized as far as time is concerned?
Oh, absolutely. So typically speaking, for a chemist to figure out how to synthesize a new molecule, it can take weeks or even months. And with our tool, Reactosphere, this can actually be done in less than a minute. You can run it off of your local laptop, and it can provide you pricing data, IP data, safety data, all the things that a chemist really needs to know in a fraction of the time. So it's a significant game changer with respect to chemical synthesis.
And what sector, Louis, do you play in? What is the key ones for your type of technology?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's two major sectors that we play in. One is in the biopharmaceutical, the life sciences space, and another is in public safety and defense. And so for life sciences, we need to understand how to synthesize new drugs, new molecules. For defense, it's actually a similar task, and for public safety, but understanding how that is applied to, say, restricted materials, illicit drugs, potentially explosive materials there as well. The nice thing is, though, of course, that chemistry is a language that spreads many, many different industries. But right now, the life sciences and the public safety defense are the two ones that we play in mostly.
And on that, you had recently announced an acquisition, and you've now confirmed that it's going ahead. And this is of Quantum Cybersecurity. So the company moving in that direction on that side of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we saw a fantastic opportunity meeting with the team from Quantum.IQ, and what they're really focused in on is this concept called Q-Day. At a certain point, the hardware from quantum computing gets to such a level where traditional security measures, encryption just don't work. And that could be, in the next couple of years, if we sort of see the improvements that we keep seeing on quantum hardware technologies. Even more so, though, if that doesn't emerge in the next couple of years, we see a big risk from companies where you have harvest now, decrypt later schemes. So what does this mean? I can get banking details and maybe I can't unencrypt it at the moment using existing technologies. But in a number of years, when I get access to quantum computing, I could potentially decrypt all of that information, and all of those, social insurance numbers, et cetera, would still be there. It's actually to the extent where governments around the world are now mandating that technologies need to get ahead of this threat, ahead of Q-Day, and prepare for it ahead of time. So the folks at Quantum.IQ have built an amazing platform that can help identify risks and also provide remediation for those risks in a very, very lightweight way. It's very familiar to anyone that's worked in cybersecurity. So we see a really nice overlap with them. We're working in very IP sensitive spaces. We're working in, defense sector, public safety. These are really, really high risk areas where we want to make sure we're at the absolute top of our game.
It sounds like both verticals within the company you mentioned on the biopharmaceutical side and also the defense side that you're talking to us now about, they really can grow together hand in hand. It sounds like there's great opportunity here for the company.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. And that's exactly right. Sometimes the sales cycles can be a little bit longer with these industries, right? There's a lot of security checks. They take a long time to go through procurement cycles. If you're able to offer these multiple offerings at the same time, it can really speed that up. But what's really interesting as well is, of course, we've got our core verticals here on the two businesses, But the software applications for the Quantum IQ apply to any company developing or even utilizing software in a tech stack, which is effectively all companies around the world. So it's a really exciting opportunity to embed ourselves, really grow out the story on those existing spaces where we're seeing traction, as well as expand into new markets and opportunities.
And that really has led to your inclusion in the CSE25 Index. Tell me a little bit about this honor for Redwood AI.
Oh, it's a really thrilling opportunity. We've been seeing it. Of course, every company that comes onto these exchanges is optimistic and they see the growth story, but it's a real challenge, as many companies know. And we're absolutely thrilled to be on that index issue. We had a little party here in the office and everything else. It was a fantastic a moment for us. But I think it really speaks to the quality of the work being done and the communication of how that's coming through, and that's across the whole broad team supporting what we're doing. And it really speaks to the interest in this space, right? Like I think folks sometimes there's a bit of hype and excess in artificial intelligence sometimes, but where we really see the market going is applying that to these specific sub-industries, and we really see a lot of growth, and that's where Redwood AI is going for its next steps.
And Louis, could really bring a lot of eyes onto the company that may not have known what you're doing or what you're up to. So it really, visibility wise, it's a huge one.
It's a huge win. And again, we operate in what we might call a specific space. I don't know how many people are that into chemical synthesis. Well, it's a decent enough industry size, but it's, public knowledge is a little bit lower with respect to that. But absolutely, it really helps for that, seeing that in there, having that CSE25 on our investor portal. I think it's a fantastic opportunity. We're very grateful for it.
Absolutely. In fact, I was just doing that this weekend. So there you go. So some of
There
us
we
are
go.
into it for sure. Louis, thank you so much. Congratulations on the inclusion in the CSE 25, and great to learn a little more about what you're doing at Redwood AI.
Thank you so much, Steve. Thanks for having me.
All right, Louis Dron, the CEO of Redwood AI.
The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf. It is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Viewers should conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. The views expressed are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Proactive Group Holdings, trading as Proactive Investors or its affiliates. No responsibility is accepted for any loss arising from reliance on the information presented.